Once upon a time, in a remote mountainous region of ancient Japan, there lived a humble and wise monk named Eiji. Eiji had spent his entire life in solitude, seeking the profound wisdom that could only be found in the depths of his own heart. He resided in a small hermitage perched high in the mountains, far removed from the bustling world below. Eiji's days were simple and contemplative. He rose with the first light of dawn, his footsteps echoing softly in the silence of the forest. He spent his mornings meditating by a tranquil waterfall, listening to the soothing music of nature. With each passing season, he observed the changing colors of the leaves and the blooming of wildflowers, finding lessons in every aspect of the natural world. In the afternoons, Eiji would wander through the forest, collecting herbs and tending to the garden he had cultivated over the years. His interactions with the animals and plants were his only company, and through these silent exchanges, he learned the subtle language of life itself. One evening, as the sun began its descent behind the mountains, a young traveler named Hiroshi stumbled upon Eiji's hermitage. He was weary and lost, seeking refuge from the tumultuous world he had left behind. Eiji welcomed Hiroshi and offered him shelter for the night, but he warned the traveler that solitude was the way of life here. As the night wore on, Eiji and Hiroshi sat by a warm fire. Hiroshi was filled with questions, curious about the power of being alone. Eiji shared his wisdom through a story that had been passed down through generations. In a bustling city, there lived a wise old master known for his profound teachings. One day, a young and ambitious student approached him, eager to learn the secrets of enlightenment. The master instructed the student to carry a fragile glass of water through the busy streets without spilling a single drop. The student accepted the challenge and embarked on his journey. As he navigated the crowded streets, he was constantly bumped and jostled by the throngs of people. He clenched the glass tightly, fearful of losing even a drop of water. With each disturbance, his anxiety grew. At the end of the day, he returned to the master, the glass now empty. The master smiled and said, "You have learned a valuable lesson today. The world is like the crowded streets, constantly jostling and distracting you. To truly understand yourself and attain enlightenment, you must learn to carry the glass of your own being through life without spilling its contents." Eiji continued, "Being alone is not about isolation from the world, but about cultivating inner stillness amidst the chaos. The power of solitude lies in the ability to carry the fragile glass of your own being without letting the distractions of the world spill your essence. It is in solitude that we find the space to listen to the whispers of our soul, to observe the currents of our mind, and to see the interconnectedness of all things." Hiroshi, deeply moved by the story and Eiji's wisdom, chose to stay in the hermitage for a while. In the solitude of the mountains, he began his own journey of self-discovery, learning to carry the glass of his own being with grace and resilience. As the seasons passed, Eiji and Hiroshi continued to live in harmony with the world, finding the power of solitude in the whispers of the wind, the wisdom of the mountains, and the deep serenity of their own hearts. And in that serene isolation, they discovered that the greatest treasures of life are often hidden in the quiet moments of being alone. Years went by, and Eiji and Hiroshi shared their days in the solitude of the mountains. The hermitage had become a sanctuary of profound tranquility, where the power of being alone revealed itself more with each passing season. Eiji guided Hiroshi in the art of meditation, teaching him to still the turbulent currents of his mind and embrace the simplicity of each passing moment. They sat together by the tranquil waterfall, where the sound of flowing water seemed to echo the timeless wisdom of the universe. In the quiet of the hermitage, they observed the beauty of life's impermanence, understanding that all things were subject to change. One day, as they were meditating beneath the shade of an ancient cherry blossom tree, Hiroshi had an epiphany. He realized that solitude was not just about inner reflection, but also about connecting with the world in a profound way. He shared his insight with Eiji. "Master," Hiroshi said, "I have come to understand that being alone is not a retreat from the world, but a deeper engagement with it. In solitude, we listen to our innermost thoughts, connect with the natural world, and learn the language of silence. But this understanding can be a gift to the world as well. In our solitude, we discover our true selves, and by doing so, we become more compassionate, more wise, and more capable of helping others find their own path. Eiji smiled, acknowledging the wisdom that had blossomed within his student. "You have understood the true power of being alone, Hiroshi," he said. "Solitude is not a selfish act of withdrawal, it is a sacred space for self-discovery and the birthplace of compassion. The deeper we explore our inner world, the better we can connect with and serve the outer world." Embracing this newfound insight, Eiji and Hiroshi decided to open their hermitage to travelers seeking solace and wisdom. They provided refuge to those weary from the demands of life, offering guidance and serenity to all who visited. Together, they shared the teachings of solitude, meditation, and compassion, leaving a lasting impact on the souls of those who passed through their mountain abode. The Hermitage became known far and wide as a place of profound transformation, where travelers learned to carry the glass of their own being with grace through the bustling streets of life. Eiji and Hiroshi's humble sanctuary had, in its own way, become a beacon of light in a world often shrouded in darkness. As the years flowed like a river, Eiji and Hiroshi continued their life of solitude, now accompanied by the presence of kindred spirits. Together, they demonstrated the power of being alone, not as a path to isolation, but as a bridge between the depths of the self and the vastness of the world, nurturing both inner and outer peace for all who sought their guidance. In this way, the wisdom of solitude spread like ripples in a tranquil pond, inspiring others to find their own hermitages, whether within the depths of nature or in the quiet spaces of their hearts, and to discover the transformative power that comes from being truly alone yet profoundly connected to the world.